Hey, what's up guys, it's Fish here and welcome back my glorious bannerman to this absolutely epic underway 1v1 online battle. So I am playing against Pixelated Apollo, and what we wanted to do was just have a really epic clash in the underways, because I love the underway battles. They're so much fun. This is a really cool map with like a little hill, or like a hill on either side, and there's like even like a little mound which we'll get to in a second. As well as that, we're going to be using a few mods to go ahead and make this battle a little bit more interesting. We're going to be using one of the Empire additional unit mods, which goes ahead and adds in dismounted Reichsguard, dismounted Reichsguard halberdiers, which we'll go through when we look at the armies in a second, as well as like great weapon Reichsguard and just rifles and stuff. You know, some really interesting units for the Empire. And then for the Dwarfs, we are using the additional unit Dwarf mod, which I went ahead and actually reviewed yesterday. You can go ahead and find a link to that video in the description if you want to kind of see a few of these units in a bit more detail. Obviously, you have like just so many new, different, unique units, and that should hopefully make this battle really interesting. As well as that, we're using the proper combat mod, which goes ahead and just makes battles a little bit longer. It's one of the better ones I've actually found so far. So yeah, if you want to check that out, all the links to all the mods we're using will be in the description. You guys can go ahead and just download them on the Steam Workshop. So, whilst these armies are moving, we're getting into position. We're currently not shooting or anything because me and Apollo wanted to kind of set up in a cool position beforehand. So whilst we're doing that, I'm going to quickly go ahead and run through all the army comps for you guys, and we'll go ahead and just look at some of these unique units. So we'll start off with Apollo's army. Apollo is playing as the Empire, and first off he has the Death Heads, which are an additional unit with the mod. You can see these guys look really nice. Like some of the mods which add in additional units just look really nice. Just really go ahead and give a nice unique feel to the units. The Death Heads obviously have their mask on as well. Their like skull mask, which is awesome. Then obviously he has Cole Franz, actually dismounted. He's not on a mount or a horse or anything. Cole Franz is just chilling. He's ready to get into combat. Then behind that, Apollo has some of these. Are these just great swords? Sorry, because it's been mod, I'm going to have to actually look. Yeah, just a unit of normal great swords. I think he has 4 or 5 of them. Hopefully, I will go ahead and stick the unit cards of what the units actually are on the screen for you guys. Then he has a unit of no engineers with grenade launchers over here guarding his right flank. These grenade launchers look pretty scary. There's actually some really nice models as well. Then he just has some more grenade launchers, because why the hell not? A load of more great swords, 3, 4, 5, 6, units of great swords. Gonna go ahead and definitely help him out and kind of improve his line. Then he just has a unit of normal spearmen. Behind them, then he has a unit of null engineers with repeater rifles. We'll go ahead and get a nice little look on them. See what them bad boys look like. They pretty much just have the rifles from the Outriders. I'm actually also going to go ahead and pause it because the battle starts off fairly soon, and I don't want to go ahead and miss anything before we run through the armies. So then behind that, he has another custom unit. He has the dismounted Reichsguard with halberdiers. These guys again just look like head to toe in armor. It just looks awesome. I love their chest piece as well, and the halberdiers as well. Even like from the back as well, the halberdiers look really nice. I don't think I can really get a nice little view on them. Yeah, you can kind of see them. Like the detail in the actual halberdier is really good. Like it's a bit hard to do because the camera just doesn't like the mounds in the underways. But when we get fighting, the main battle will kind of go over in the center, so we'll be able to get some really nice close-ups. Some really nice close-ups. Then he has some more dismounted Reichsguard with great weapons. Right, yeah, with great weapons. Looking awesome. I just feel like these mods which add in additional units just really go ahead and just make the battle feel a bit more unique. And then again, he just has like 5 or 6 of these guys, just dismounted Reichsguard, and some without great weapons. These are the guys without great weapons. And then for his artillery, he has the rocket batteries, which are going to be so devastating. They're just going to rip through my lines. And then he has 2 units of mortars as well. He also has a bright wizard who's going to be casting some fire spells, and obviously we've already seen Cole Franz. See, that's the Empire army. I haven't gone through like every single individual unit, but you guys have seen every like type of unit in the battle. And you can see Cole Franz is going to start off in a second, go up on this little mound like Helm's Deep. It's going to be awesome. So, my Dwarven army, who is ready to go ahead and defend the underways from the Empire scum. We have a unit of farmers. This is obviously an additional Dwarven unit. These guys are just funny. I just thought I'd have to bring these guys. They're so cheap as well. And, any dwarf is probably better than a horrible human. So, then I have 4 units of these Trader Sons. Again, it's kind of hard to get a nice close-up on them because of the terrain and the camera. But yeah, I have 4 units of these Trader Sons. We'll see like all these units actually in combat when we're a bit closer down, when we can zoom right in. So don't worry. Then I have 4 units of the Dwarfs with swords. These guys like obviously aren't that lore friendly, but I like to think that these guys are like my Norse Dwarfs with their swords. Just grappling their swords. So that's kind of my basic line of infantry. I'm going to use these guys just to go ahead and try and hold up Apollo's line. Then I have on my right flank, I have a really nice position of my organ gun. Look at that. I can pretty much see the entire battlefield, which is awesome. Then behind that I have 2 units of Quarrelers, and I also have 2 units, again, these guys are custom units. I have 2 units of these Heavy Thunderers. And I think I mentioned it in the mod video, like, I just love the way the modder who created the Dwarf mod video, or the Dwarf mod, actually just kind of takes parts from all the Dwarven units and sticks them into different units. It just makes them feel very, very unique, and not just kind of like a copy and paste of another unit with a different name. So these guys are my Heavy Thunderers. You know, I don't think they do too much more damage than normal Thunderers, but these guys kind of can hold their own a little bit better actually in combat. Then over here on my left flank, or kind of my second line, I have 5 or 6 units of these Dwarven Halberdiers. These guys are pretty heavily armoured, and again they just have halberdiers. I was kind of expecting Apollo to bring a bunch of cavalry, so I brought a decent amount of these halberdiers to kind of try and push that cavalry back. But as you saw, Apollo didn't actually bring any cavalry whatsoever, so you know, having these guys kind of hurt me a little bit. Then I have another organ gun on this right flank. Again, perfect vision. I probably need to move it up a little bit more, but that's fine. Then I have probably my favourite unit in the additional Dwarven unit mod is the Berserkers. These guys are so nicely done. I love the runes like in craft in the axes and stuff, which we can't really see at this camera angle. But yeah, these guys just look amazing. Yeah, you can see them right there. They look really, really cool. Then I have Thorgrim. Then behind that I have 3 units of these Guards of Honor. These guys are armor piercing. I love their helmets, and they're going to get stuck in. And I have 2 units of Grudge Thrower, 3 units of Grudge Throwers again, just to try and go ahead and hit away at any of his long range artillery or anything. Try and kind of just even the odds a little bit. And then I have my most elite unit. These guys cost me like 2,500 gold, I think. These guys are my Iron Guard, and they're just sick. Look at them hammers. Like the hammers are a lot bigger than the normal hammer units. I'm sure they are, because look how huge they are. Look at that. That's just massive. Hashtag that's what she said. And like, yeah, they're just head to toe in armor. They're awesome. I can't wait to get them in combat. So yeah, that is my army. Let's go ahead and click play, and we'll go ahead and get. You know, there's still a little bit of pre-battle we need to go ahead and go through. Cole Franz is going to go ahead and mount this hill, and this is kind of where the fighting is going to go over right here, because we wanted to kind of have like a Helm's Deep, like, you know, where the Uruk-hai is up on that hill just like screaming. That's what we wanted to have right here. So Cole Franz is just going to go ahead and mount the hill, as his men are cheering in the background. The troops are ready. The Bright Wizard is moving up in the backdrop. SIGMAR calls indeed, Cole Franz. And yeah, let's go ahead and get ready for battle. So the Empire have formed up now. Cole Franz is upon his mound down there, and negotiations were ready to get started, but then the Empire went ahead and let loose a Hellstorm battery fire onto the Dwarven lines, and that's not going to be happy. Thorgrim is not going to be okay with that. The artillery fire is coming in, just devastating the enemy line. The organ guns have already opened up now. We can see right up on this hill. The organ guns are shooting. Thorgrim is given the order to retaliate. And the Death Heads are advancing to go ahead and take a more strategic position. We have the Trader Sons and the Dwarven Swords moving up, charging forward, as well as that the Berserkers have just gone mad, or the Berserks have just gone mad. They're just like, what, these treacherous humans? No. And they've decided to go ahead and charge forward without Thorgrim giving the command. And we can see the battle is already underway. The Trader Sons and the Swords are involved. The Berserks are charging in. They are not having any of this human treachery. They're going to go ahead and slay as many of the enemy forces as possible, as well as our farmers are involved up here. We have the organ guns shooting on the mound. The Hellstorm batteries are just going in, destroying everything up there. The Grudge Throwers are moving up upon the hill, getting ready to get a real nice firing arc on the enemy forces. And the Death Heads and some of the Great Swords are currently engaged in this battle right now. This is kind of a front line. Apollo still has a bunch of his dismounted Reichsguard moving up to the fight now. Going to go ahead and get involved. You can see they're actually getting peppered away by my organ gun right now. That's really nice that my organ gun is finding the good targets. The Grudge Thrower again is hitting on the Reichsguard swords. You have a great weapon, Reichsguard. The mortars are causing me a lot of problems right now. And my sword infantry obviously are just not going to be a match right now for the death heads and the great swords. I've also gone ahead and thrown in a feign, which I went ahead and missed over in the intro. But yeah, the flaming skull is going to come down and just rip through my infantry. That's going to be brutal. But I do have a nice secondary line ready to go in where any of my dwarfs fall. I have an entire line of dwarven halberdiers ready to go ahead and reinforce. Thorgrim is coming up to go ahead and rally the troops. I've also gone ahead and got a runesmith. You can go ahead and see that my berserks are just going in. They are just, again, as I said, full rage right now, just not having any of this Empire treachery. They're going to go ahead and slay every single one of them. Cole Franz is in the back of his troops. What a coward, he's not even fighting. But the Bright Wizard is casting, I guess these are the Raining Fire. I can't even remember what they're called. But maybe it's just a buff. Maybe it's just like a fire cloak. I guess we can have a look. Oh no, it's mine. It's my Oath of Steel, which is really nice. As well as that, I've got a unit of Iron Breakers, which again I completely forgot about in the intro, so my bad. So yeah, these guys are going to go ahead and get a nice little flank. They're whipping out their satchels, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and charge them in. I think this is going to be a lot more effective, kind of getting a nice little flank on them, and the Iron Breakers are just going to go in, smashing into the side of these death heads, which are just not going to be able to stand up. My organ gun is ripping apart the enemy line, not giving them a moment's peace. You can see the Bright Wizard in the back there in the center just going ahead and rallying the troops. But look how awesome this battle line is. We're just going to go ahead and slow-mo it and just go down this battle line because it's so awesome. The dismounted Reichsguard are going to go ahead and charge in to go ahead and try and give some support to the death heads, because again they're starting to kind of get a bit weakened. We have Thorgrim and Cole Franz doing battle. Cole Franz is actually beating back Thorgrim, so he's going to fall back and rally the men. He's going to go ahead and try and encourage more men to come in. You can see the devastation that the Hellstorm battery is causing on my back line. It's very, very brutal. Cole Franz has managed to ward off Thorgrim, which is very, very good for Apollo right now. And now that his great swords are now involved in the battle, his dismounted Reichsguard with halberdiers, now all these troops are actually involved, is going to be kind of very much in Apollo's favour, especially the mortar hits as well. You saw that huge mortar hit. Again, they're just sending dwarfs flying. My lines are starting to dwindle. It's kind of like going pretty funny, like on either side, because my right flank, you can see, my right flank is really hurting right now. I have my Feign there, but my sword warriors are just really dwindling. Again, on Apollo's left flank, it's kind of the same for him. So it's kind of interesting that on either flank, it's kind of going well for each one of us. So on this right flank is going well for Apollo, but on the left flank is going, just as well for me. The fact that Apollo could take out one of my organ guns with his Hellstorm battery this early on was really, really good for him. You can see the organ guns are actually destroyed up there. And now that this left flank is starting to dwindle, I've had to bring up the Iron Guard with their huge hammers. These dudes are going to go ahead and get involved. You can see even my swords are starting to rout. So I'm going to go ahead and charge these guys in to try and go ahead and reinforce this line, because I do not want Apollo to go ahead and rip through my line. But again, look at his Hellstorm batteries. Just fighting huge hits. My Quarrelers, my Thunderers are just getting smacked away. I've also gone ahead and put up my Guards of Honor as well to go ahead and throw them into combat. And these guys are going to be pretty good because these dudes are armor piercing, so because of that they're going to be able to go ahead and try and just break through these great swords. But it's not going to be an easy task. The great swords are very, very solid. You have the dismounted Reichsguard with halberdiers as well, managing to go ahead and keep my lines at distance. If I can keep my dwarfs at a distance, that's kind of the best place you want to keep a dwarf, at distance. Because once he gets close to you, he's going to be doing a lot of damage. Again, I'm really impressed with these swords as well. They're doing a good job at kind of holding back the enemy line. Considering, again, farmers are still alive as well. The farmers are fighting like great swords. That's so impressive. You've got Thorgrim there rallying the men, reading off a grudge. He's already given a grudge to Cole Franz. Some of the berserks are still alive as well in this combat. But the death heads, the great swords, and the dismantled Reichsguard are really causing us a problem. The Trader's Sons holding the line. I love the Trader's Sons shields. You can tell that who are Trader's Sons because of the nice gold tint to their shields. That's a lot more gold than the rest of the Dwarven units. Some of the Reichsguard have actually managed to go ahead and start breaking off in the center, kind of creating a nice little point where they can go ahead and push through the line. Thorgrim has rallied and he's pushed through. He's decided to go back in to go ahead and try and give his men. Oh my god, just look how awesome this battle looks. Like the battle line right now. That just looks crazy, crazy cool. Really, really nice. Warhammer is definitely a very, very nice cinematic looking game. And Thorgrim has nice, like, gone ahead and just broken the center. You can see there's like no one left really in the center bit. Apollo is kind of broken through over there, but I've also broken through in the center. You can see the Death Heads are pretty much all routing now. They kind of just can't stand up, but obviously the Reichsguard are holding firm. They are not giving an inch right now. Cole Franz has actually had to be committed to this left flank because the Iron Breakers are just really doing a lot of damage to his left flank. He's also gone ahead and deployed a unit of, I guess these are Reichsguard with great weapons, as well as his Bright Wizard, as well as his dismounted just normal Reichsguard with sword and shield. I kind of noticed this, that Cole Franz is all by himself, so I'm going to move up another unit of Iron Guard. Again, just an absolute beastly unit to go ahead and charge in and try and do some damage to Cole Franz. The Bright Wizard as well is that he's also getting shot by my Heavy Thunderers, which we haven't really seen too much. I guess they're just not going to shoot now because I said it. Yep, no shooting. So my left flank is really going in my favour. The Iron Guard are just smacking through these Reichsguard like they're nothing. As well as that, my Thane are leading them forward. That's awesome. I totally forgot about my Thane and he just jumped into battle like an absolute beast. So yeah, the Iron Guard again are just completely cleaned up this left flank. And Thorgrim's on his own quest. He decided to go ahead and these Hellstorm rocket batteries and these mortars are causing me way too many problems. So Thorgrim is just going to charge forward himself, the king, and he's going to go ahead and try and take out the enemy artillery. Because it's looking very, very good. If we go ahead and pause the battle right now and look at the balance of power, you can see it's very much in my favour. The Empire did actually start off with more men, but the Dwarven superiority, you know, this is the Dwarven homeland. We know these mountains at the back of our hand. So the Dwarfs are very much pushing through. It's just kind of like that left flank, which is really causing us a problem. But, you know, the left flank actually went in our favour. The Iron Guard really pushed forward, and you can see that we're starting to actually go ahead and surround it. The Death Heads are pretty much routed, but again, the Reichsguard are very, very strong. Especially the Halberdiers, like some of these Halberdiers units have barely lost any men. The Great Swords are routing, but the dismounted Reichsguard are really holding their own. Cole Franz is trying his best to go ahead and rally the men, try and salvage something from this battle. You can see he is sending so many Iron Breakers and Trader Suns flying. The Bright Wizards even having to get involved into this battle. But he is getting sent flying by the Iron Guard. Again, just look at them, just spinning around, smacking. How would you penetrate this armor? It'd be so difficult. Like, I'd very much rather that massive hammer than the Great Sword. I mean, I guess the Great Sword is good for piercing through the armor. However, I'd much rather cave in someone's chest with that Great Hammer than try and like penetrate the armor with a swift like kind of poke with the sword. You know, I think that'd do a lot more immediate damage. We got the Grudge Throwers still shooting. We haven't really seen too much of them, but they definitely played a big part in this battle. Some of the dismounted Reichsguard trying to hold the line, but they're starting to get enveloped by the Iron Guard and the Trader Suns. And actually the Dwarven Halberdiers as well, who haven't actually played a huge part in this battle, but, you know, they're starting to go ahead and just reinforce the line. I think that was the main thing of this battle, was just the fact that I had to use kind of a nice sturdy line. You know, and that's one of the amazing things about the Dwarfs, is they're just unmatched in these close quarter battles. You know, that's one of the reasons that, you know, you didn't really see this battle. This battle was kind of close. You can see it was a close victory. But the Dwarfs kind of always have the advantage because this is their home territory. You know, it's close quarter. The Empire can't use one of their greatest strengths, which is their heavy cavalry. And they can't really use that in this battle because, you know, there's not really a lot of space for them to kind of maneuver. So once the Dwarfs can get in a underway battle, they'll go ahead and excel so well. So yeah, unfortunately, we can't see who killed what, which is just, again, so dumb because it's 40 units and 40 units. So because of that, you don't actually get to see how many units they actually killed, which is again really, really dumb, because I would have loved to have seen how many kills my Iron Guard got. They actually got a bunch of experience. I did not give them this much experience. You can see this Organ Gun again got like 2 chevrons of experience. Some of the Apollos, yeah, especially his Hellstorm rocket batteries got a bunch of kills. Again, it's just so dumb. I wish I could see how many kills these guys got, because it'd just be obviously really interesting to see. So yeah, that's going to be the battle for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a really nice battle. You can go ahead and find all the links to all the mods in the description. If you go ahead and see anything you like, go ahead and obviously go ahead and subscribe to the mods. I'm really impressed with the modding community. They've done such a good job at creating just a whole range of mods for kind of every single part of the game. So it's really awesome. I can't wait to go ahead and start a new campaign in a couple months with all these additional mods. It's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure to go and drop a like and a comment if you did, and I'll see you guys next time, and fish out.